Welcome in, everybody, for the matchup between Nemaha Central and Silver Lake Fighting Eagles. Teams are out on the field waiting the national anthem. As soon as we get that played, we'll get you the starting lineups and get to the start of this game. Today is April 3rd, 2025. Nemaha Central coming in with a 6-0 record. Silver Lake looking at 4-0. Here pretty soon we'll get the national anthem. Everyone's standing, waiting at attention for it. Nothing yet. Teams look a little bored. Oh, here we go. All right. All right, not sure if you could hear the national anthem come across the broadcast, but it was being played. So, like I said, today is April the 3rd, 2025. Nemaha Central playing host to Silver Lake Eagles. I'm Cody Steinlog. I'll be calling the game for you. To my left, I got Bo Burkett. He'll be doing some statistics and some color work for me. Bo, thanks for being here.
Yeah, thanks for having me, Cody. Not sure on the statistics, but I'll sure color things in.
And as always, we got Caleb Ridenauer doing the production work to my right. So Nemaha Central taking the field. While they are warming up, let's go over.
Starting lineup.
Yep, you are too. Yep.
Coming at you here.
So first off, we got Haney going to be playing the center field position for Silver Lake. Up next, you got Lowry. She'll be playing third base. Zordell playing shortstop. She'll be batting third. Cook's batting cleanup for the Eagles. She'll be pitching. Swaggart, I believe I said that right. I'm kind of bad handwriting. Number 13. Swaggart, yep. She'll be behind the plate for Silver Lake. You got Wendy. She'll be in left field. After that, you got Moeller. She's the designated player. Then you got Hyman playing first. Liggett at fourth. And then Connor playing right field for the Eagles.
And I'm not sure if we've added a new position there, but it'd be second base for Liggett, Cody, not fourth.
Did I say fourth base?
I believe you might have. It could have been my handwriting, though. It's pretty awful.
Well, the 4 is in the second base position.
Fair enough.
So that's what I saw, the 4. Should have said second. That's my fault.
No worries. But we can't let you get away with stuff like that on the broadcast, of course.
Oh, of course not. So Rick and Garrity towing the rubber for Nemaha Central to start game 1.
It's a good early season matchup between two undefeated teams. Silver Lake comes in at 4-0. Your Lady Thunder are 6-0 on the season so far. Nice start for both these teams and good measuring post here for both of them.
Absolutely. Get some early tests in. Find out what your worth is real quickly. So Kaylin Haney, the decorated basketball player for Silver Lake, she's going to lead things off for the Eagles. Steps up in the box, trying to slap at it.
Yep.
No attempt was made, and that's going to be 1 strike, no balls.
Haney just recently moved into the leadoff spot here in their last doubleheader against Holton, I believe it was.
Slaps it. That's going to be over the infielders, and that's going to be in for a base hit. And Haney gets on her horse, gets all the way to second. Good heads-up base running as that ball got away from Haverkamp in left field just a little bit.
Yeah, a little Texas leaguer took a kind of a bad hop there on her, jumped out of the way of her glove.
So Silver Lake, one batter, and then one batter in scoring position right away for the Eagles. Up next will be Lowry for Eagles. Swung on, hit up in the air, pushing towards the right field line that is caught. No tag up from Haney at second base. Good job from Heinen. That ball, I couldn't quite tell, was that in fair or foul territory when she caught it?
Just fair, and a really nice heads-up play to get that ball in, and a good strong throw keeps that runner at second.
So one out. That'll bring up Zordell. Puts a charge into this to left field. Haverkamp is retreating at the fence, and she does make the catch. Haney's tagging up, throw into third, and Haney will advance to third on the sacrifice, I'd call it, from Zordell.
Yep, deep fly ball does the job there, gets the runner over to third. 2 outs here, though, now, and going to need a ball and a base hit or to get that runner home.
So Kendra Cook, the cleanup batter, lefty for Silver Lake, with a batter on third base, trying to get an early lead for the Eagles. Strike called.
Yeah, Silver Lake really hitting the ball pretty well here early on in the game.
Yes, they are. A couple of deep shots. See if Garrity can get out of a little bit of trouble in the first. Swung on, hit towards right center field. Hamas is in there, and she's going to make the catch, and Nemaha Central gets out of it as Haney gets to third base, but good defense in the outfield prevents a run from being scored. So we go to the bottom one, 0-0 ball game. Nemaha Central coming up next. You're watching Thunder Softball on SCTV. We'll be right back.
National Bank is truly a locally owned bank. It was started 40 years ago by a group of approximately 15 families in this Nemaha County area. Their desire was to have and to start a new banking institution, and they did. CNB is truly committed to the area and remains very locally owned. So stop by and give us a chance to be your financial partner.
Welcome back. Bottom one, Nemaha Central with their chance to get a run across. First time up to bat for Nemaha Central. We're going to have McKinley, Heinen, and Hermish. McKinley playing the shortstop. Marin Heinen playing right field. Hermish behind the plate. And we'll keep going down the line. Garrity's pitching. She's batting cleanup. Alex Burkett in the 5-hole. She's going to be playing fourth base. Second base. 4 on the scorecard. Sadie Haverkamp with the designated player. Caroline Nordis playing first base. Kennedy McKee on the hot corner at third. Jordan Haverkamp out in left and followed up by Hamas in center field. Hamas will not bat. That's the position that Sadie Haverkamp will be playing.
Yeah, this will be probably the toughest task on the mound that the Thunder have faced thus far this season. Zeller from Riley County is a pretty good pitcher, fairly well established, but Cook is something different.
Yep.
26 strikeouts, I believe, over her first 2 starts here of the season, and has given up no runs yet. I believe 5 hits total.
Yeah, watching her warm up right in front of us here, it looked like she had a lot of velocity and could move that ball around as we get ball 1 up on McKinley. So velocity is one thing. You can time up velocity, but if she's got movement, that's a whole nother monster.
Mm-hmm.
Fouled up and out of play.
Yeah, and those strikeout numbers would tell you that she probably does have some pitches that move and possibly a rise ball in there somewhere.
So McKinley had to play with a 1-1 count. Offers at it. Strike 2. Nice location right at the knees, had McKinley going for it.
Yep, had worked up in the zone those first 2 pitches and then changed the location on McKinley. Fooled her just a little bit there.
And got her to chase up top for a strikeout. So 1 batter in. Cook is as advertised so far. We'll see how it goes throughout the game and see if she can. Nemaha Central just needs to look for that 1 pitch. When you're facing a pitcher like this, you usually get 1 pitch at bat that you can do something with.
Absolutely. Take advantage of your opportunities.
Got Marin Heinen on the rise ball. No balls, 1 strike.
Now, far be it from me to be able to tell you what is a rise ball as it comes in. But so far, many of these pitches are finishing above the letters,
yes,
and we are after them. Heinen works to an 0-2 count here. 2 swing and misses.
Does get just a piece of it and fouls it back off into the fence. So she stays alive, still down in the count 0-2. Marin Heinen with a good catch out in right field for the first out of the top half of the inning. Tried to get her with the changeup, comes right back towards us. So Heinen stays alive.
Yeah, Marin off to a hot start to this season. Moved up to the 2 spot for Coach Haug and has really paid off. She's been able to get a bunt down and really put into a charge into a lot of balls against Royal Valley. She's been hitting really well here lately. See if she can keep it up.
Upstairs from Cook, that'll be ball 1. So 1 ball, 2 strikes, the count to Marin Heinen, right fielder for Nemaha Central. Upstairs again. Evens out the count at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Emma Hermish on deck. Reagan Garrity in the hole if someone were to get on.
Yeah, Cook working out of the strike zone here those last couple pitches, probably trying to get Heinen to chase something that she doesn't want.
Offered at and missed, and that's strikeout number 2 for Cook. So up next is Emma Hermish.
Heinen looked like she was just a little tied up on that pitch. Maybe wasn't looking fastball there, and it got on her hands a little.
Yeah, but it looked like it surprised her a little bit. Always got to be looking fastball, adjust to anything slower. Strike 1 called to Emma Hermish. If I'm Lindsay Haug, I'm saying if it's in the zone, you're attacking.
Yeah.
Just outside. Evens out the count of 1 apiece.
Yeah, the tricky part about especially a rise ball, if she's thrown it, you try and time up that fastball, and as it comes out of her hand, that rise looks like a fastball, and when it finishes out of the zone, you've already committed.
Foul back and into the screen. 1 ball, 2 strikes to Emma Hermish. Swung on, back and out of play once more. Nemaha said they're getting bats on the ball, just not being able to square it up. So that's indicative of either a little bit more velocity than they're used to, or she's just got enough movement to fool you.
Yep.
Oh, strike 3 called. So Cook gets 3 strikes in the first inning, and Nemaha Central goes down 1-2-3. So we'll take a quick break and bring you top second. You're watching Thunder Softball on SCTV. We'll be right back.
Partners is a full-service agricultural cooperative owned by area farmers, residents, and businesses. And our team works every day to help contribute to their success, keeping profits in the communities we all call home. We continue to look for the right team members to grow successfully together through our core values of honesty, integrity, and teamwork. If you're looking for a career with great benefits and a focus on your future success, come join our team.
Welcome back. You're watching Thunder Softball on SCTV. Let's take a moment to recognize some of our sponsors. TFI Family Services, Souther Building Supply, Crestview Nursing Home, Farm Bureau Insurance, Community National Bank, and Ag Partners. So Nemaha Central has their work cut out for them. Cook looked to be on her game in that first inning. What do you do as a coach, if you're Lindsey Haug in this position, what are you telling your girls if you're the coach of this team?
Kind of what you talked about earlier. I think you're telling them look for their pitch. If you can find a fastball to drive or sit on a changeup, those are probably your two best opportunities. Again, that rise ball can get tricky just because if you're looking fastball, she can get it up there in the zone, and it's really hard to lay off of. Try not to fall behind in counts, I think, would be the biggest thing you can do. But you're going to face good pitchers, you know. You got to bring it bats to the plate and get on.
So up first for Silver Lake is going to be Swigert. Start off the second inning. Just outside, ball called. Fouled off. Evens out the count of 1 apiece. So early on, Silver Lake looks to be jumping on pitches early. They don't like going deep in the count, what I've seen from the top part of this order at least.
And like any team, the strength of this lineup is going to be probably 1 through 5.
Sure. Pulled the string, but Swigert was sitting on it, hits it out to right field, and that's going to be a single.
Yeah, nice hit there by Swigert to wait on that changeup and drive it out to right field.
So that's the second hit given up today from Reagan Garrity. So Swigert's going to be pinch run for.
Be your
courtesy run
for your catcher there.
Yep, and that's going to be number 32, Peyton May. So Peyton May coming in to run for Swigert, as Swigert is the catcher. So, like we said, that's a courtesy, not a pinch runner. So this will bring up Savannah Wendy for the Eagles. A lot of left-handed hitters.
Another left-hander here. So
yeah,
looks like she's set up there towards the front of the box, so that may take your mind off the slap just a little bit, but probably look for a bunt here, potentially.
Yeah, corner's playing in. She does square around, does get the bunt down. It's under the hand of Caroline Nordis charging in. It's going to be a tough play where that ball was placed. She tried to barehand it and couldn't quite grab it. So that's going to be a bunt single. And that's going to move May up to second base.
Yep, and seeing just a little bit of trouble here with runners first and second, nobody out.
Offered at and missed by Moeller. So Riley Moeller up to bat. Down in the count, no balls, 1 strike. Outside, good stop by Hermish behind the plate. Not allowing that ball to get back to the backstop and giving the runners another base.
Yeah, if you're NC here, you'd love to have a nice ground ball in the third. Get that lead runner and see if you can turn 2 on it.
Ground ball third. Steps on third. Throw over to 1. Not in time. And the throw gets past Caroline Nordis at first. Runners are advancing. So 1 out is recorded on the play. May is out on third base.
Yeah, it looked like McKee had a little bit of trouble getting the ball out of the glove there and had a low throw over to Caroline Nordis, and it skips by over towards the dugout and allows those runners to move up. Got your lead runner, but
in the scrum, Wendy moves up to third now, and Moeller sitting on second. So just outside for Hyman. So runners at second and third, 1 out. Hyman, the first baseman for the Eagles. Swung on, foul just down the left field line. So 1-1's the count.
Probably lucky for the Thunder that one. Jump just foul. That was a hard enough hit ball that gets down the line. You're probably going to score 2 there.
Yep. It was foul by a good 1.5 feet at third base. Pitch. Oh, got her to go around. Had her confused. So Moeller down in the count, 1 ball, 2 strikes now. Or Hyman, excuse me.
Yep, Hyman looking fastball there. Got the off-speed pitch and just couldn't quite hold the hands back. Nice pitch by Garrity.
Once again, tried to pull the string. Hyman was sitting on it, turned on it.
Just a little out front. Again, ripped down the third base foul.
So a couple of times she's tried to come with that changeup. Silver Lake's been sitting on it.
Yeah, they look like a fairly disciplined hitting team so far.
Yeah. Still 1 ball, 2 strikes to Hyman. Swung on. That's going to be down for a hit. That's going to score 1. Runner coming around from third. And 2 runs are going to get across for Silver Lake on a RBI single from Hyman.
Yeah, just a little bit of hesitation by Hamas in the outfield on the relay, and that run from third comes across.
So it's a 2-0 ball game. Silver Lake up. Then the top 2 as Liggett comes up. Another lefty for Silver Lake. Dang. And hammered out to the left center field, and that's going to get past the center fielder, and that's going to go to the wall. And that's going to get underneath the wall, so a little bit of a break for Nemaha Central. As that went underneath the wall, that would definitely have scored Hyman at third base.
Definitely a break for Nemaha Central there. Natalie Hamas went to the ground trying to catch that ball, and it got underneath, and luckily for NC, as you said, it skipped underneath the fence out there for a ground rule double.
So that's a bad break if you're Silver Lake, but top of the order coming up now for Silver Lake.
Yeah, and again, so far up and down the lineup here, they have had the bat on Reagan Garrity at this point. They haven't been fooled by a whole lot.
Garrity with the offering. Ball low to Haney. Haney working out of the box. Looks like a slap hitter. Did it again. So Hyman on third. Liggett at second base. Good block from Emma Hermish behind the dish. Still just 1 out in the top of the second inning. Silver Lake has played it 2. Looking for more with Haney at the plate.
And Paige Hyman on third there. Maybe not the fastest runner in the Silver Lake lineup, but she will be getting a good break, especially she knows she's got a slap hitter here.
And slap down the first base side. Caroline Nordis does secure the out, but 1 run is in. So Silver Lake extends their lead to 3-0, and Liggett will move from second base over to third. As Haney gets the sacrifice.
She absolutely does. So a slapper is generally going to be on the left side of the field, but she put it right down the first base line away from the runner coming home and allowed her to score.
So up next will be Lowry as she takes a strike called. Lowry flew out to right field her first at bat. Lowry puts a charge into it out towards center field, and Hamas is there. She secures it to make the out. So 3 runs come across for Silver Lake in the top half of the second inning. As we go to the bottom 2, you're watching Thunder Softball on SCTV. We'll be right back.
Being one of the top investment custodians in the country is something we're proud of, but we are even more proud that we made it happen from right here in Seneca. C&B Custody is the best in our industry because of our people that were raised in this community knowing how to work hard, on farms, in small businesses, in sports, and at some of the best schools around. Our Kansas values mean we know how to treat our customers right, something our competitors can miss. Working as a team, we accomplish big things every day.
Welcome back. You're watching Thunder Softball on SCTV. Let's take a moment to recognize some more of our sponsors. SBS Insurance, United Bank and Trust, Nemaha Valley Motors, St. Peter and Paul Catholic Church, Cook & Company, and C&B Custody. So we were just talking in the break. Nemaha Central making the plays that they have. You know, there haven't been a whole lot of mistakes from them in the field. Just Silver Lake's doing a good job of putting them where they aren't.
Yeah, like we were talking about in the last half inning, some hard hit balls that were not necessarily to our outfielders out there. Just some pretty good hitting so far by Silver Lake. Let's see if we can get some Thunder to match here. Move through the power part of the lineup here. Reagan Garrity leading the team in home runs with 2, followed by Alex Burkett, who hit her first of her career the other night against Royal Valley.
Yeah, you were a proud papa texting us that after that, and good for her. Hit her first home run. I jumped on and said, yeah, it's probably all the work that I had put in with her trying to discredit what you and Erica have done, but yeah, good job for Alex to get her first home run of her career.
All credit to Alex on that one. Reagan Garrity with a swing and miss there, down 0-1 here.
Hits it off. So that'll be ground out 4 to the fourth baseman, as I've said a few times tonight. So ground out to second base for Reagan Garrity. First out of the inning, and brings up Alex Burkett.
Number 4 in your book, number 1 in our heart.
Ooh, kept the hands in, just blew it right past her, did Cook. Good pitch from the Silver Lake pitcher.
Yeah, NC still really looking for the timing here against Cook.
And that was a tough one, right on the inside black. Upstairs, 1-1 the count. Ooh, takes strike 2 called. So Burkett's going to have to be defensive at the plate. Try and foul off anything close.
Not where you want to be against this pitcher.
No, seems like Cook's got a lot of places she can go. Tried to get her to bite on one on the corner.
Unfortunately, up to this point, it seems like the Thunder are kind of working from behind Cook here. They haven't been able to kind of get out in front of her and see some good pitches from her in a hitter's count.
Upstairs, got her to chase. That's the 4th strikeout of the game for Cook. And up comes Sadie Haverkamp.
Probably like that swing back. That one looked like it was up and out of the zone there, but
yep.
Analyze it for a few seconds and be ready when you come back in the box next time.
Yep, that old adage, the hands come up, you got to leave it. Ooh, strike called right at the letters. That's not going to make anything easier for Nemaha Central if they're getting that call. Foul back and into the fence. So Sadie Haverkamp quickly down 0-2.
Looks like it got a piece of swagger there off the helmet, but telling the umpire she's doing all right there.
Good job on the umpire checking on her. Take a break. Always enjoyed the unwritten rules between catchers and umpires, how they work together back there. Foul back and out of play. We'll do it again with Haverkamp down 0-2.
Yeah, I think there's nothing an umpire appreciates more than a catcher that can stop the ball.
Yes. Yeah, and I always appreciated it. You know, when I was a catcher, you take one and the umpire would walk the ball out. Haverkamp puts it on the ground over to second base. Liggett has it over to Hyman. That's going to be out number 3. So 3 up, 3 down once again for Nemaha Central. As we go to the top 3, Silver Lake leading 3-0. You're watching Thunder Softball on SCTV. We'll be right back.
Nemaha Valley Motors has been proudly serving our Northeast Kansas community for over 5 decades. Come check out our great selection of vehicles from Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram, and GMC trucks. Don't see what you're looking for? Our knowledgeable staff will help you find the perfect vehicle to fit your needs. Don't forget about service. Our technicians are factory trained to handle any mechanical issues, including alignments. Come experience the difference here at Nemaha Valley Motors in Seneca.
Come be a part of our family.
Welcome back. You're watching Thunder Softball on SCTV. Nemaha Central sitting at 6-0 on the year. We've got 2 wins over Clay Center, Riley County, and Royal Valley
the other night.
Yep.
A couple of really good games. 12-3 in the first game. The Thunder brought the bats. In the second game, I believe it was 11-1. So a couple of really nice games, getting a little bit of revenge on Royal Valley there for last season.
Yeah, Royal Valley was the team that gave Nemaha Central their last loss in the sub-state.
Yep. 0-3 against them on the season with some tough, close losses, none tougher than the last one.
So Zordell, the batter now for Silver Lake. Takes strike one, good pitch. A little bit change of speed. It wasn't full-on change-up, but she did take a little bit off of that.
Yep.
Zordell, the 3-hole hitter for the Eagles. Strike two call, just caught the outside corner. Good pitch from Garrity, great location. And Zordell's down 0-2.
Yeah, it seems like the zone may have opened up just a little bit here this inning. Maybe Cook got the benefit of a few in the bottom part of the second, and now Garrity's caught a few here. That
swung on and hit a ton, but a mile foul. Yeah. So she squared that up, but she was well out in front of it. And still 0-2 count for Zordell. Just low. Nice spot for a pitch.
Not a bad spot there. Leave one low, trust your catcher to dig it out of the dirt, see if you can get Zordell to chase one after fouling that one off a mile on the pitch before.
Gets a high one, and Zordell turns on it. That one's carrying, and that's going to be over the fence. So Zordell put a charge into a couple that time. This one was a little bit straighter than the last one, and that cleared the fence by a good 20, 30 feet.
Yeah, she was able to adjust to that pitch this time and really get around on it. Put it out over the left field fence.
Yeah, that had a different sound when it came off the bat. She squared that one up on the screws. So up next will be Cook, the cleanup hitter. Flied out to center field, her first at-bat.
Thunder working from a little bit of unfamiliar territory here. I don't believe they've been down 4-0 yet this season.
Hit over towards shortstop. McKinley has it. Throw over to one. Got her.
Nice play by McKinley. Sometimes all you need is the routine play. See if we can find our bearings here a little bit. Get back into this game.
So Cook is 0 for 2 on the night. And that's going to bring up Swigert, who got on with a single in her first at-bat in the second inning. Pitch from Garrity. Strike one called. Silver Lake up 4-0, top three. Just inside. 1-1's a count to Swigert.
And Garrity has been in around the zone. It's not as if she's putting anybody on base here. Silver Lake has just timed her up and put the ball into play.
Silver Lake is a good hitting team. You could see that through the first time through the order.
Very aggressive. A couple of close misses there by Garrity on the last two pitches. She's a 2-1 here to Swigert.
It's Swigert wearing a leather glove as a batting glove. Looks to be a work glove. Yes, it is. Outside 3-1.
Might have given Reagan the broadcaster's jinx there. Swigert with a single to right field last time she was up.
Yeah, Reagan Garrity has not gone 3 balls into a count yet. This is her first at-bat today that's done that. And Swigert puts a charge into it. Left field, Haverkamp is there, and she records the out. Haverkamp got mixed up a little bit. Just looking straight into that sun. Started left, corrected, came back right. Did a good job of getting on it to record the out.
And that drive had a little bit of a tail on it there. Was running away from Jordan just a little bit. She's able to adjust and make the play.
So that'll bring up Wendy, another lefty in the lineup for Silver Lake. Gets her to chase one up in the zone. Burkett is underneath of it, and that's going to be the third out of the inning. So one run comes across on the solo home run from Zordell. But that's all the damage that Silver Lake does in the inning. So as we go to the bottom 3, it's Silver Lake 4, Nemaha Central nothing. You're watching Thunder Softball on SCTV. We'll be right back.
There's a place where we all come together. A place where everyone knows your name and what the usual means to you. A place for conversations and for comfort. The best biscuits and gravy in town. We know what it means to love a community, to be a part of a community, to be united. United Bank and Trust. Banking for your way of life. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Got it going.
Welcome back. You're watching Thunder Softball on SCTV. Let's take a quick moment to recognize some more of our sponsors. First Heritage Bank, Life Care Center of Seneca, Mitchell Appliance, Nemaha Valley Community Hospital, and Shelter Insurance.
Cook back out for her third inning of work here. She has thrown 27 pitches so far through the first couple innings. You'd think she'd been a little more efficient than that. It sure seems like she's been not working too deep in any of the counts. But
no, she hasn't, but she's gone 1, 2, 3 inning both in the first and the second. So, yeah, 27 pitches does surprise me. In your scout of the Lady Eagles, did she pitch the second game at all?
No.
She has not, so she's only a one-game pitcher, so we will see a new pitcher in the second game. Caroline Nordis fouls it back and into the fence for strike 1. So Caroline Nordis, Kennedy McKee, and Jordan Haverkamp in the hole. Those due up for the Thunder. Nordis takes one just a little high. 1 ball, 1 strike. Swung on, hit, popped up, and that's going to reach the seats. 1 ball, 2 strikes to Nordis.
Grandstand with the protected netting this time out. I hadn't noticed, but there is actually, well, everywhere but right above us.
Right above us, yes. So we got to be on our game as Caroline Nordis takes ball 2 to even out the count of 2-2.
I'm sure Athletic Director Kelly Williams could confirm that was in no way intentional to leave the opening right above the broadcast table.
Oh, Nordis offers that strike 3. So another strikeout, 1, 2. That's the 5th strikeout for Cook in the game as she gets Nordis. That'll bring up the freshman, Kennedy McKee, third baseman for Nemaha Central. I mean, I've got nowhere to go. If I get hit in the head with a foul ball, it's not going to make me any dumber, I'll tell you that.
McKee with a swing and a miss there at pitch 1.
Takes strike 2 called.
Cook gets the benefit there on the outside half of the plate.
Yeah, Cook's been doing a good job of painting the corners. Swung on, a little blooper.
That's going to get down.
It is down, and McKee gets the first hit of the game for Nemaha Central. She gets a little bloop over the second baseman.
Yep, nice little flare out behind second base there. Get yourself on with 1 out.
Well, McKee's got speed. Let's see what they do with it. 1 out. Can't do a whole lot more with the sacrifice.
During our last broadcast, Cody, against Clay Center, we had talked about the girls might be working a little bit of bunt in practice after that game. They had a little bit of trouble getting it down. Against Royal Valley, they had really corrected and were.
Jordan Haverkamp is swinging away.
We're able to lay down quite a few sacrifice bunts and bunt singles. We're doing a really good job of it. Wouldn't be surprised to see maybe Jordan Haverkamp show bunt here at some point, but not offering the first pitch.
The corners for Silver Lake are playing in, so you're not going to catch him off guard if Jordan Haverkamp does square around.
Looks like we might have a pitch comm issue. I'm not sure what's going on there between the dugout. Umpire jumps out, everybody steps off, and here we go again.
Another swing and miss from Haverkamp. So now the bunt is definitely off if you're Nemaha Central. Haverkamp down 0-2 in the count with Ava McKinley at the top of the order on deck. Strike 3 called for the second out of the inning. So Ava McKinley, who struck out her first at bat, gets a second chance at Cook. Swung on, hit over the shortstop. That's going to be down for a hit. And Nemaha Central is just going to go station to station as McKinley moves up to first and McKee moves to second.
Good to see the Thunder show some signs of life here against Cook. This will be second time through the lineup. They've seen her once now. Maybe we can time her up a little bit better. Be really nice to see him scratch a run here at least this inning.
So Maren Heinen up now for the Thunder. Strikeout victim, her first at bat. Upstairs for ball 1. So 2 on, 2 out. Bottom 3. Nemaha Central trailing 4-0. Upstairs again, 2-0.
I think the message has gotten through the dugout there a little bit down the lineup, too. We'll watch out for the balls that are up in the zone. Try and stay off those if you can.
Swung on, hit, fouled, back and out of play. 2-1 the count to Heinen. So any little blooper here should score 1 at least with Kennedy McKee. She's a fast girl on second base.
Yeah, the 2 outs running on contact.
Foul back and into the screen once more. So 2-2.
This is the part where you have to be careful as a hitter. We kind of all know what's coming here. There's got to be a pitch, I feel like, up in the zone, and you've got to train yourself to try and stay off of it if you can.
Cook steps off the rubber. Wants to readjust. Upstairs, and good job by Heinen not going after the bait. So it's a full count, so runners will be going.
At 3-2, you can kind of expect to maybe not see that ball up in the zone, but.
Swung on, hit a mile in the air. Zordell is underneath of it, and she's going to catch it to record the out. So Nemaha Central puts 2 on, breaks the no-hitter that Cook had going, but nobody was able to come around and score for the Lady Thunder. So as we go to the top 4, it's Silver Lake 4, Nemaha Central nothing. You're watching Thunder Softball on SCTV. We'll be right back.
We are looking for what everybody's looking for. The employee who wants to come to work, wants to do what's right for the company, the same thing everybody's looking for. In order to entice people, we have a really good benefit plan, great health insurance, ownership, believes in good benefits for our people.
Welcome back. You're watching Thunder Softball on SCTV as we go to the top 4, and Silver Lake up 4-0. Up first for Silver Lake in the 4th is going to be Moeller, Hyman, then Liggett.
And this will be the bottom part of the lineup here for Silver Lake, but from what we saw the first time through, it does not look like this lineup falls off a whole lot.
It does not. The bottom part has done more damage than the 1 through 4 so far.
Got a baseball on the field. The Thunder able to get a few base runners there. We need to see if they can shut down the bottom part of this lineup and get back to the plate with a little bit of momentum, put some runs across themselves.
So Moeller was reached on the fielder's choice in the 2nd inning, then did come around to score later in that inning as Garrity tries the corner and gets the call.
Yeah, starts with an off-speed pitch there, working backwards. Pretty good pitch there from Garrity.
Offered at and missed, and Moeller is down on the count. No balls, 2 strikes.
Yeah, Garrity really working the off speed here. The first 2 pitches, one out of the zone and off speed. This one kind of above the hands, but still not the fastball. And
You come back inside with some heat.
I think at some point.
That's what she tried. And Moeller just got a nick of it to stay alive. So still no balls, 2 strikes.
I think we'll probably see her work, maybe not quite so much in the zone there as that 3rd pitch here on the next one.
Strike 3 called, and Moeller's down. I'll bring up Hyman. Hyman hit a single in her first plate appearance, and the second came around to score. And then hot shot between the shortstop and third baseman. Reaches the outfield, but they are going to keep Hyman at first base.
And like we've talked about, Silver Lake just hitting it where they aren't. That ball was right between McKee and McKinley there at shortstop and third base. No one able to make a play on it. Just a hard line drive.
And she hit that on the screws, too. Even if that was hit right at the shortstop or third baseman, that would have been a tough play.
Yeah.
So Liggett up to bat. Hit a double her first appearance. Just outside. 1 ball, no strikes. So Hyman's on with a couple hard-hit singles today. Very balanced Silver Lake team.
And like you said, Liggett here with the ground rule double, her first at bat from the 9 spot.
Yeah. Liggett puts down the bunt. Garrity has it. Throw over to 1. In time, they do record the out, but that'll move Hyman up to second base.
Yep, take the out you can get there. Runner advances, but now you've got her at second base with 2 outs. Try and keep her there.
Yep, so that'll bring up the top of the order and Kaylin Haney. Haney hit a double to lead off the game. Sack bunt in the second. In the dirt, good block by Hermish. No throw back down to second.
Hyman with a large lead out there at second base. And McKinley jumped in behind her, maybe spooked her just a little bit there, and she had to put the brakes on and get back into the bag.
Strike called. Haney, the slap hitter, working her way up in the box. So 1-1 the count to Haney. Hyman at second base, 2 outs. Slap hitter punches it over the shortstop. Haverkamp came rushing in, couldn't make the play. They do get the ball in, so Haney is held to 1, but Hyman comes all the way around. So I couldn't see. I was blocked by the umpire and the catcher.
And I thought there might be a little bit of a collision there between McKinley and Haverkamp as Haverkamp had a beat on the ball, but regardless, the ball drops, that run comes across.
So Lowry's on with a single. Or Haney, excuse me. Lowry's up to bat now.
And it looked like Haverkamp had a good read on that ball, too. It just popped out of the glove.
Outside, Haney's running, throw down to second. The glove of McKinley kind of stuck in the dirt, or else she might have gotten that tag.
And it was just a little shallow taking that tag as well. She comes across the front of the bag by about a foot or 2. It's going to make it really tough to get that tag on.
So Haney sitting in scoring position now with Lowry up to bat. Lowry flied out to the right fielder and to the center fielder, so she's 0 for 2 today. Swung on, fouled back, and that's going to be out of play. So 1 ball, 2 strikes, the count to Lowry. So after this, you got Zordell on deck and Cook in the hole. Zordell hit the monster shot in the 3rd inning. So you want to get this inning capped off right now if you can.
Absolutely.
Swung on, fouled into the fence once more. Lowry doing a good job of staying alive at the plate.
Billy O with the words of encouragement.
Just on the outside part, didn't get the call. Good location for Garrity.
She did not hit it, but I think she did see it.
And that's low and in the dirt. So the count goes full. Lowry's been a good plate appearance so far from Lowry. From being down the count, fouling off a couple of strikeout pitch to stay alive, and then working the count full.
She's 0 for 2 on the day, but a couple of loud outs. The first one to deep center field and out to right field her last time at bat.
Up the stairs, and that's going to draw a walk for Lowry. First walk of the day given up by Garrity. So Lowry on first, Haney on second. That's going to bring up Zordell, who put one well into the left field fence.
Yeah.
Her last time up, that cleared the fence by a good 20, 30 feet. So tread lightly if you're Garrity in this situation. Pulled the string and nearly got Coach Haug.
Yeah, Zordell has been on the left side of the field with power in both at-bats and multiple times in both at-bats.
Yep, just needs a little patience, keep those hands back a little bit, and she did in that last one.
Yeah, I think if you're Coach Haug and Reagan Garrity here, work the outside of that plate off speed and try and stay away from the inside of her.
Good pitch, and that's going to be down 0-2. So Garrity's got a couple pitches to play with here. See what she does. Gets her to pop up. Hermish is there. And there's a collision between Hermish and Nordis. Hermish does secure the catch. Everyone looks to be okay. So Silver Lake gets one run across, and it's a 5-0 game as we go into the fourth.
Nice play by Emma Hermish to make that play and catch that ball. That's not only a big out with Zordell at the plate, but that could have been a disaster for him. So really good job by her to secure that.
Yep. So, all right, we'll take a quick break. Be back for the bottom four. You're watching Thunder Softball on SCTV.
Sailor Insurance has been serving our customers in the Midwest for over 90 years. At Sailor Insurance, we value every family story as we help protect their dreams and their future. Our goal is to make sure that you have the right insurance coverage to protect your family, home, farm, and business so you can focus on what truly matters. Learn more about what we can do for you at SailorInsurance.com.
Welcome back. Bottom four. Silver Lake up 5-0. Behind some power hitting and good pitching from Cook. Nemaha Central has not been able to get much going on the offensive end. A couple of little bloopers over the infield. Got a girl to second base, and that's been about it.
Yeah, had some good things happen there in the last bottom half for NC. Let's see if they can carry that momentum over a little bit at the plate. Get something going here. Get a few runs up and try and battle your way back into it. Kind of worked through the power part of the lineup there, at least so far for Silver Lake in that last half inning. So if you can get some good things going here, try and carry that forward.
So first up for Nemaha Central will be Hermish, followed by Garrity and Burkett. As Hermish hits one off the end of the bat over to third baseman, throw over to one is in time. So quick one pitch, one out for Cook. And if you're Nemaha Central, that's not exactly what you need. You need to get up there and see more pitches. But she saw one, she took advantage of it, just hit it around the end of the bat.
Yeah, and you need to take the pitches you can drive.
Yep.
Against a pitcher of this caliber, especially a pitch that you think you can drive, you jump on it and try and make something happen.
Garrity, they appealed down to first base, and she did go around.
But, yeah, you're correct, and Cody, that it would be nice to have a little bit of a long inning here, keep this defense out on the field, give your defense a rest.
Swung on and missed for strike 2. And Swigert looked to have something in her eye. So she's back down, ready to receive. Upstairs for ball 1. Hits it off the end of the bat and then fouled back and out of play.
Garrity stays alive here to see another pitch.
Offers at 1 at the letters. That's going to be a strikeout for Garrity. 1, 2, 3. 7th strikeout of the game for Cook. And just 2/3 into the 4th. Alex Burkett up now. Strikeout victim. Her first at bat. She's going to foul that one back and out of play.
Yeah, the Thunder in this inning aggressively out after that first pitch. This is the 3rd batter in a row now that's taken a hack at that first one that's come through. Unfortunately, it's resulted in a ground out and 2 0-1 counts working behind Cook here. And, again, not really where you want to be against this pitcher.
Upstairs. 1-1 the count to Burkett. Strike called. Cook back ahead. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Outside, 2-2. Was that a dad exhale there?
It might have been. It might have been from the pitch before, but
swung on and hit a ton towards left field.
right at left field.
Wendy is underneath of it, and she's there to record the out. It looked like that ball jumped off of her bat, but it quickly died. Must have got it around the end or towards the hand a little bit too much.
Hung up out there just a little bit. I'm with you. When it came off the bat, looked like it might have had a chance to go out, but got a little too much. Got under it just a little bit too much there. Wendy makes the play, and on to the 5th inning we go.
All right, so you're watching Thunder Softball on SCTV. We'll be right back.
Some are old. Some are new. Some are just right. The perfect home is a place created from the thousands of memories shared within it. A place for laughter, a place for comfort, a place for family and friends alike. We know what it means to have a place we call home, to be a part of a community, to be united. United Bank and Trust, banking for your way of life. Member FDIC, an equal housing lender.
Welcome back. You're watching Thunder Softball on SCTV. Let's take a moment to recognize some of our sponsors: Rainbow Communications, Sailor Insurance, Elk State Bank, United Methodist Church, and Water Conditioning of Seneca. So up first for the Lady Eagles will be the cleanup hitter, Cook. Flied out to center field and grounded out to the shortstop, so she's 0 for 2 today. Strike 1 called.
And it's late enough in this game right now. The Thunder need to keep her off the bases here, and if they want to stay in the game.
Swung on once again. Just hit it where they ain't, right between the shortstop and the third baseman once again. So Cook is on for her first hit of the day.
Yeah, like you said, just another nice piece of hitting. Kind of went with the pitch. It was riding off the right half of the plate there to a left-handed hitter, and she just drove it off in between the third base and the shortstop and heads down to first base. Looks like we'll get a courtesy runner for Cook.
Number 8, Alessandra Gerber. So Gerber on first now, as Swigert is up to bat. Swigert hit on 1 for 2 on the evening, had a single in the second, and then flew out to the right fielder, or left fielder, excuse me, in the third. So 1 on, no outs, top 4. Strike called. No balls, 1 strike. Offering from Garrity. In the dirt, good dig from Hermish. Thought about the snap throw down to first, but Gerber was already headed back towards base.
Yeah, probably more to keep her there on first, let her know you're seeing her there. But if you're Gerber, that's what you want, the catcher's attention.
Swung on, hit in the air down the left field line. A couple of Thunder players taking chase, and no one's going to be able to reach it. So even on foul ball, Silver Lake has good positioning where they put it right between. That was about 3 feet away from a couple of Thunder players.
And that's, there's probably an old adage about that, but I know Denny Matthews talks about any time a ball like that gets down, it's not usually a good thing for the defense at the next pitch.
And Swigert hits one in between shortstop and third base once again. Gerber is rounding second on her way to third, and she's going to be in there on the throw into third. Swigert takes second base. Swigert. So Swigert gets a single. She'll take second base on the throw into third, and Gerber sitting at third now. So 2 on, nobody out.
Yeah, Thunder do a nice job to make it a close play there at third. Just can't quite get the tag on her before the foot gets into the bag.
So Caden Thompson coming in to run now. So a couple of pinch runners because Swigert is the catcher. So we got Gerber on third, Thompson on second. And we got Wendy up to bat. Wendy got on with a bunt in the first, came around to score, then flied out to the third baseman in the third. So she's 1 for 2 on the evening. Officials having a meeting to talk something out.
With all the courtesy runners here off the bench, this is like a Tri-County League corning game. I don't know where they find all those girls to come off the bench, but they sure do put them out there to run.
So Wendy up to bat. 2 on, nobody out. Silver Lake already with a 5-0 lead. Gets his call on the outside part. Wendy down in the count 0-1. A pitch from Garrity. Outside. Counts even at 1 apiece. On deck, you got Moeller, and then you got Hyman in the hole. And should we come to that, Liggett.
And again, there's been damage from those spots in the lineup here. The last couple times through, they've hit the ball hard. Hyman's been on both times, I believe.
Inside, snap throw down to third. And Gerber is back in time. So 2-1 the count now to Wendy. Swung on, a little blooper. McKinley is there underneath of it. No advance from the runner. Then to throw run the ball away at third. Gerber's going to come in to score on the air.
And some indecision there between third baseman Kennedy McKee and Emma Hermish. Nobody went for the ball, or they both went for the ball, and then both stopped as the runner advanced from third to score. Ideally, McKee really needs to take that ball to allow Hermish to stay and cover the plate in case we can make a play. But again, in the heat of the moment, things happen, and unfortunately, that's a run for Silver Lake, and the runner moves up.
And it didn't look like Gerber was that far off the bag from where I was standing, and swung on and hit a ton. And Haverkamp right up against the wall makes the catch. One run is going to come in on the sacrifice. But Moeller put a charge into that, and Haverkamp, with her back against the wall, makes the catch. So Swigert moved up to third on the air from McKinley. She comes around to score, so it's now a 7-run game. 2 outs in the inning. As Hyman up to bat. Got Hyman to chase a 1 up in the zone. Hyman 2 for 2 with 2 hard singles. Came around to score a couple of times as well. Swung on, hit a mile in the air. McKinley camping underneath of it. She's going to secure it for the out. So a couple of runs come across the plate. And Silver Lake extends their lead in 7-0 as we go to the bottom 5. You're watching Thunder Softball on SCTV.
What does it mean to be an independent insurance agency? Here at SBS, it means that our customers can be confident in knowing they are getting the coverage they want for the most competitive rates. With our independent status, we are able to partner with multiple competitive companies to quote your personal, farm, business, and life insurance needs. Contact your local SBS office today to find out what an independent agency can do for you.
Welcome back. You're watching Thunder Softball on SCTV. As we go to the bottom 5, Thunder trailing 7-0. Silver Lake put up 3 in the second, 1 in the third, 1 in the fourth, and 2 in the fifth. Very balanced team, Silver Lake, and when you got a good pitcher like Cook out on the rubber for the Eagles, like we said, Nemaha Central is going to have to be on their game.
Yeah, and early it was a fairly clean game for Nemaha Central. A few things have gone wrong here the last, through the middle innings, but tough to come back from. If you were going to beat this Silver Lake team, you probably needed to play your best game, but we'll see what they can do here. They've got a couple of at-bats to work with.
Sadie Haverkamp up to bat. Grounded out to the second baseman, her first attempt. Outside. Offered at and missed by Haverkamp. Cook came back inside.
Yep. That's the one you want right there, right down the middle of the fastball.
Good hold from Haverkamp. Did not go around. 2 balls, 1 strike. Tried to get her on that ball just above the letters.
Yep, she either recognized where that ball was going to finish or that she wasn't going to do anything with it. Held off.
Upstairs once again. And it's a 3-1 count to Haverkamp.
I believe that pitch might have been more in the zone than half the pitches he's called strikes tonight. But it was at the top of the zone, so again, pretty good on Haverkamp to lay off that one, work herself into a good count here.
Swung on and missed and counts full.
Yeah, Cook coming right at her again with that one, knowing that she's got to put something in the zone.
Upstairs, and Haverkamp is on with the walk.
Nice at bat by Sadie Haverkamp there. Laid off everything high and worked herself down to first base because of it.
Nice plate appearance by Kate.
All season.
So that'll bring up Caroline Nordis, strikeout victim, her first plate appearance. So that's the first base on balls issued by Cook. Nordis squares around to bunt. Cook has it, throw over to one. They do get the out at first. Sadie Haverkamp advances to second base.
Yeah, good on Caroline Nordis to get that bunt down. Dropped right in front of the pitcher there, and she's able to move Sadie over to second base.
So that'll bring up Kennedy McKee. McKee was the one that broke the no-hitter of Cook in the third inning. First base runner for Nemaha Central with just a little flare out over the second baseman's head. Good swing.
And again, nice to get the bunt down there by Nordis, but at a 7-0 deficit, some might not want to sacrifice an out there and play for a big inning, but right now I think they're just looking for anything they can get going against Cook.
And that's going to be a line drive down the left field line. Haverkamp advances to third. So McKee with 2 hits on the day against Cook.
Yeah, really nice tailing line drive down the left field line there.
Yeah. So Nemaha Central is in business. They got runners at the corners with 1 out, and Jordan Haverkamp up to bat. Lindsey Cook.
Looks like we'll have a pinch runner here, Alexis Biebershong.
Lindsey Haug, not Lindsey Cook. Lindsey Haug coming and talking to the umpire. Yeah, it looks like we're going to have a pinch runner. So you do get a free re-entry.
Come in for Sadie Haverkamp over on third base.
So we got BB DeShong at third. Sadie Haverkamp probably will be coming back up. Like we said, you can substitute and then come back in the game one time.
Yep.
So Jordan Haverkamp up to the plate now. Runners at the corner.
Yep, with 1 out here, you look for McKee to move up on the pitch.
They square around, snap throw down to third, and DeShong just barely gets underneath of it. What a throw from Swigert. From her knees, the old Benito Santiago style. But McKee does advance down to second base. Bunted back, now to play.
And again, Nemaha through the bottom part of the lineup, really looking to get runners moving and see what they can get going. Work back to the top of the lineup.
Haverkamp does square around. She does get the bunt down. They look over, throw over to one, then here's the dash home, and they're going to get a double play. Perfect execution from Lowry at third. Looked the runner back, throw over to one to get the out, and then Hyman with a throw down to Swigert to get the runner. Good, excellent job in the field from the Lady Eagles on that.
Yep, and just a little hesitation down there at third base by BB DeShong. Probably got herself into trouble there at the plate. Once your look back there, it's going to be really hard to make that break home, and especially with a team like Silver Lake. Tough play for the Thunder.
Yep, so we go to the top 6. You're watching Thunder Softball on SCTV.
Work-life balance, being 10 minutes away from my kids, my own home. There's so many benefits to being in a small company in your own town that you know people, and you can go to do those things. You can get to your kids' events and not worry about you're missing something.
Welcome back, Nemaha Central, trailing 7-0 as we go into the top 6. Silver Lake has really impressed me, not just at the bat, but out in the field. I mean, that was...
Yeah, they are a solid all-around softball team.
Yes.
Garrity steps up to the rubber here. She'll face the 9-hitter Legat.
Popped up. McKinley has it.
It's a good way to start for the Thunder there. Reagan Garrity. 1 pitch, 1 out. Always good to be in that spot. But now we come back to the top of this dangerous Silver Lake lineup.
Haney up to bat. Haney with a single and a double so far on the day, and a sac bunt in the second.
Yeah, she reached on the error by Jordan Haverkamp out there in left field where there may have been a collision with the shortstop that flared one out and ball popped out of her glove. Either way, Haney's been on twice tonight. Garrity gets the sign from Haug.
Haney popped up once again, flied out to the shortstop. So 2 up, 2 outs on pop-ups to McKinley out at short.
Looks like McKinley might have had that ball shift on her just a little bit, and you've got the gray sky, which for a softball isn't always that as problematic as it can be in baseball with a bright yellow ball. It's not as easy to lose it up there in the clouds like you can in baseball, but does a nice job, makes an adjustment, makes the out. 2 down for the Thunder here in the top of the 6th.
A little flare. In comes Hamas charging, can't quite hold it. Lowry hit that off the end of the bat. That had to sting on a cold day like that today.
I'm sure. Probably feels better standing at first base. Looks like Hamas had a nice bead on it. It was a long way to come in, but she's got good speed. Just kind of popped out of her glove at the last minute there.
So Zordell now up to bat. 3-hole hitter for Silver Lake. Gets a strike call on the outside part of the plate. Good location for Garrity. Zordell once again. No, that's not Zordell that was doing that. That was Swigert. But
Zordell has been over there quite a bit, yeah.
But unable to keep the hands back, really turned on that thing. Almost hit it into Nemaha Central dugout.
That is the second time Coach Haug has had to dive back out of the way on Zordell, with Zordell in the box.
Zordell reaching for one, grounder over to shortstop, throw over to one, gets the out. Good play. So a fly out to shortstop, and then a ground out to shortstop.
Even McKinley might let somebody else have some fun, but you know what? We'll take it. That's 3 outs. Let's get to the bottom half here and get some runs going.
So as we go to the bottom 6, Nemaha Central trailing 7-0. You're watching Thunder Softball on SCTV. We'll be right back.
National Bank is truly a locally owned bank. It was started 40 years ago by a group of approximately 15 families in this Nemaha County area. Their desire was to have and to start a new banking institution, and they did. CNB is truly committed to the area and remains very locally owned. So stop by and give us a chance to be your financial partner.
Welcome back. You're watching Thunder Softball. Nemaha Central trailing 7-0 going into the bottom of the 6th.
So the Thunder really need to get a rally going here. We've got the top of the lineup coming up in Ava McKinley, so they'll have the opportunity to do so. It's been some tough sledding for the Thunder hitters here against Cook tonight. I believe they've got 2 hits maybe on the night, 3 hits. They had a few more, maybe added one that last half inning. But
McKee's got a couple, and then McKinley was the only other person to get a hit. So, yep, we're looking at 3 hits.
Yep, and you can't win it all with one swing here. You can't even really get back into the game with one swing at a 7-0 deficit. So as you step in there, just the same approach you've had all game, 1 pitch at a time, find one to drive, get on base.
Yep, Cook looking at 7 strikeouts so far through 5 innings.
Yeah, only at 69 pitches here. Has been really efficient. Garrity has been fairly efficient herself. I think she's only around the mid-70s. It's kind of lost in the game that Cook's having here against the Thunder, but Garrity's been pretty good tonight.
Swung on and missed from McKinley to start off the bottom of the 6th.
Sometimes you just run into a lineup that when you're in and around the zone, they take advantage, and that's what the Eagles have done here tonight.
Strike 2 called. McKinley quickly down 0-2.
See if she can battle back here. We've talked about several times tonight, you don't want to be down in the count of this pitcher.
Put a charge into it towards left center field. Wendy is underneath of it, and she will catch it to record the out. And McKinley is retired to start off the 6th. So that'll bring up Marin Heinen, strikeout victim. Then she flew out to the shortstop in the 3rd inning, so 0-2.
Yeah, and outside of Keenan McKee here this last inning, nobody has really squared up. Cook gotten a really good charge into the ball.
Right down the middle, Heinen down 0-1. Little dribbler down the third base slide. It's going to be a hard play. They do record the out with Heinen speed. That's another good play from Silver Lake.
Yeah.
Sound like a broken record, but just fundamentally such a sound team.
Yeah, a ball on the infield and it's an out. There hasn't been anything here that they're going to give you.
So was that Lowry or Zordell that made that?
I believe that was third baseman.
Lowry. Foul back and out of play from Hermish. So Emma Hermish struck it out looking in the 1st, grounded out to the third baseman in the 4th. So she's 0-2 on the evening as well. Outside. So 1-1 the count to Hermish. Huge shot off the end of the bat, and Swigert
comes up with it.
This is an impressive, sound like a broken record, but this is an impressive Silver Lake team.
Just not much opportunity. That ball popped off the bat, and she was up out of the crouch, made the play, probably a quarter of the way up the line. Really nice play.
So as we go to the top 7, Nemaha Central trailing 7-0. You're watching Thunder Softball on SCTV. We'll be back.
Partners is a full-service agricultural cooperative owned by area farmers, residents, and businesses. And our team works every day to help contribute to their success, keeping profits in the communities we all call home. We continue to look for the right team members to grow successfully together through our core values of honesty, integrity, and teamwork. If you're looking for a career with great benefits and a focus on your future success, come join our team.
So welcome back. Top 7. Nemaha Central needs to get some stuff done in a hurry, but first they need to put Silver Lake away, not let them expand this lead that they have.
Yeah, they do not need any more insurance than the 7 runs they already have. So, unfortunately, you're working through the heart of the lineup here. 4, 5, and the 6 coming up, starting off with Cook. She's 1 for 3. She had a single out to left field on a line drive her last at bat.
Take strike 1 in there. It's Cook, the cleanup hitter.
Good start from Garrity there. At the top of the zone, off speed, but in the zone.
Swung on, hit up in the air a mile. And McKinley is there to make an out. That's 4 straight outs recorded by Ava McKinley. Man, a little selfish if you ask me.
That's fine. We'll take the outs. And the Thunder need them at this point. If they want to hit them to her and she's going to make the plays, that can keep on happening.
So up next is Swigert. A lot of power in her bat. Wearing just one glove on the left hand. It looks like a leather workman's glove, if you notice that.
It does.
Takes ball 1 low and in the dirt.
Let's see if she gets on, if she switches out for an oven mitt or a sliding glove.
Hot shot. Oh, underneath the glove of McKinley at shortstop. So McKinley with an opportunity for her 5th straight out, but commits an error on it, and Swigert's going to be on.
Right through the wickets on that one. It was a hard-hit ground ball, but those really need to turn into outs, especially in the situation that the Thunder are in right here.
And we're going to have a pinch runner for Swigert, as she is the catcher. Looks like number 27 coming in. Marley Vandevelde.
And that is 4 courtesy runners and 4 different runners.
Yeah, they don't make it easy on me.
No.
So, umpires getting things settled up. Taking his spot behind home plate, and we are back to action. As Wendy now. Off the end of the bat, cue shot over to third base. Get the runner at second. So the lead runner is out on the fielder's choice. Wendy will be on first base. And that'll bring up Moeller. Moeller's had put a couple charges into a few tonight as well.
I don't know what your view looked like there. I don't know that they had much of a chance to turn anything.
I don't think they did either. That ball did not come off the bat of Wendy fast enough, I don't think, to get that double play.
Yeah, and Wendy looks like she might have pretty good speed there, too. Burkett made the read and just decided to eat the throw there. With 2 outs, probably not a bad decision.
Yeah, if you overthrow, Wendy's going to go get back to second, and you're back in the same spot as if you had made the throw at 1.
Yep. Looks like we have a new batter here. Moeller's going to leave the lineup, I believe, as the DP, and they will sub in
Michaela Connor, it looks to be. So Michaela Connor, her first plate appearance, and she puts a charge into it out towards left field. Haverkamp does corral it, bobbles it a little bit, getting it in. And Connor's going to take second. So 1 swing, 1 pitch, and Connor gets a double. And that's going to put Wendy all the way to third base. So runners at second and third, 2 out here in top 7 as Hyman comes up to bat. Hyman 2 for 2 on the day with 2 singles. Came around to score a couple times as well. Outside part of the plate, gets the call. Hyman's down in the count. No balls, 1 strike. Hyman, the 8-hole hitter. Liggett on deck. If anyone gets past that, the top of the order, and Haney. Swung on, hit a ton towards right center field. That's going to score 2. As Hyman's rounding first, throw into second, not in time. So Wendy comes around to score. Connor comes around to score, and Silver Lake pours it on. They are up 9-0 in the 7th inning.
And Hyman capping off a nice night at the plate there with that line drive into the gap in right center.
Yeah, she has had a terrific game. 3 for 3, 2 singles and a double. Came around to score on a couple first 2 at-bats. Swung on a little bloop out towards third. That's going to be down, and that's going to score Hyman. So Hyman and Liggett trade places as Liggett gets the double and Hyman comes around to score. And it's a 10-run lead for Silver Lake.
Yep, just a little flare out over the third baseman's head. Left fielder is too deep to try and play that one. As a result, she's into second base with a double.
Yep, so from your 8 and 9-hole hitters, if you're Silver Lake, Hyman is 3 for 3 with 2 singles and a double. Came around to score 3 times. Liggett is 2 for 3, had 2 doubles and a nice sacrifice bunt in the 4th. I mean, if you're getting that type of production from the bottom of your lineup, It's not going to be an easy night for any opponent.
Mentioned Zordell ripping it down the third baseline every time. That's a towering home run out there. They hit with power for the top 3 or 4 batters. Just really impressive from Silver Lake in this game.
So Peyton May into bat. This will be her first at bat. She's taking the spot of Haney, who was the previous leadoff hitter. Swung on and missed.
As I said, Garrity hasn't been bad this game. She's just been in the zone, and they have hit her. She's at 85 pitches with this one coming.
May squares around, runner going, throw down to third, and they get the out. So Nemaha Central able to stop the bleeding, but Silver Lake puts on 3 more runs in the top half of the 7th. And as we go to bottom 7, Nemaha Central trailing 10-0. So we'll take a quick break, hear some words from our sponsors, and be right back. You're watching Thunder Softball on SCTV.
Being one of the top investment custodians in the country is something we're proud of, but we are even more proud that we made it happen from right here in Seneca. C&B Custody is the best in our industry because of our people that were raised in this community knowing how to work hard, on farms, in small businesses, in sports, and at some of the best schools around. Our Kansas values mean we know how to treat our customers right, something our competitors can miss. Working as a team, we accomplish big things every day.
Welcome back as we go to the bottom 7. Nemaha Central trailing 10-0. So last-ditch effort for the Thunder. 4, 5, and 6 coming up to the plate. Garrity, Burkett, and Haverkamp.
Yeah, and definitely have their work cut out for them in this game. Probably looking for a little bit of momentum here going into game 2, one at bat at a time. See if you can't get something going. It's going to be tough to claw your way back into this game, especially against Cook. She's not exactly up there in the pitch count. I think she's probably sitting around 70 pitches right now.
Mm-hmm. So, has she committed as a?
I will have to look it up here in the break, but I believe she's committed to Washburn. Don't quote me on that.
I was thinking Washburn was a place as well. Strike one called to Garrity. Had Garrity chasing in front of it. She's down in the count, 1 ball, 2 strikes. Just outside, evens out the count, 2-2. Oh, rung her up on the outside part of the plate, so Garrity goes down looking. So that is the 8th strikeout for Cook in the game.
Yeah, you feel like she might have gotten the benefit of that, the outside part of the plate, but credit to her. She's been in and around it. She's worked that outside edge all night. Not exactly inconsistent there from the umpire. He's given it to her and given Garrity a few off that outside edge.
Burkett takes low for ball 1.
She had a reasonably deep drive here. Her last at bat, the left fielder was able to corral it there a few steps from the fence. But again, nobody really outside of Kennedy McKee and maybe one other player has put a real good charge into the ball.
Upstairs for ball 2. So Burkett in a hitter's count. Cook may nibble a little bit, but she's ahead 2-0 and might give her one to hit.
Yeah, she's come at him when she's been ahead.
Swung on, line drive over the shortstop's head, and that's going to be a single for Burkett. Good job by Wendy getting the ball back in quickly.
Zordell just about robbed her of that one. Got up and climbed the ladder there looking to make that play. But Nice piece of hitting by Alex. Work yourself into a good hitter's count. Get the pitch you want. Drive it out towards left center. And now she's on first base.
So Sadie Haverkamp next to bat for the Thunder, with Burkett sitting on first. So Coach Haug had to tell the umpire re-entry for Sadie Haverkamp, as she was pinch ran for last time when she got on third. Part of the rules, but it sure makes for a long break when stuff like that happens.
Yep.
So Sadie Haverkamp, 1 on, 1 out. Fouled back and into the fence. We'll do it again. No balls, 1 strike. Upstairs, Burkett getting a good lead.
Yeah,
not going anywhere though.
Looked a little late on her break there. I don't know if she was not sure what she saw or what, but don't know how aggressive the Thunder will be here on the bases at the moment.
Haverkamp with a good rip, had it timed up perfectly, just hit the top part or the bottom part of the ball and fouled it straight up. So down in the count, 1 ball, 2 strikes.
I hesitate to say that Burkett's a heady base runner because that usually means she'll get thrown out as soon as I call it. But
good contact. Died off of the bat, though, and that's going to be a ground out to Liggett at second base. When that was another one on this cold day when that ball came off the bat, I thought it had more of a chance, but it died as soon as it hit the ground, and Liggett able to scoop it up for an easy throw over to 1 for the out.
And these Thunder hitters, you can see the ball as it comes off the bat tends to have some side spin to it, not necessarily that nice backspin to really put a charge into it, and I just don't know that they're really squaring her up still here in the 7th inning.
So Carolyn Nordis comes up to bat with Burkett on second base, as Nemaha Central is down to their last out. Caroline Nordis struck out in the third, had a nice sac bunt in the 5th. Takes ball outside.
Yeah, working into some good counts here this inning. It's a good sign from the Thunder. They're seeing it at this point.
Takes strike called. 2 balls, 1 strike.
Yeah, it looked like Cook had worked away from her there for a few pitches, comes back in on the hands, and not sure Caroline Nordis really was going to do anything with that pitch. Probably the best to lay off of it.
Gets her chasing on that rise ball. She has gone away from the rise ball since the first inning.
She has.
After that first time through, Nemaha Central kind of learned how to spit on that thing and let it go by. Haven't seen a whole lot of it since.
I believe it was.
Good hold from Nordis.
So Maren Heinen maybe worked a walk off of her on that. She had thrown several up in the zone that Maren laid off of, if I'm not mistaken.
So 3-2 count.
Runner off here.
And good job by Nordis drawing a walk. So Nordis on first. Burkett on second. That's going to bring up McKee. McKee is 2 for 2 against Cook. 2 singles on the day.
It'd be nice to cap off this night with an RBI. She's earned it. Let's see if she can get another one in play here and get a run across for the Thunder. Like I said, trying to build some momentum here going into the
fouled it back and out of play.
Potentially headed into the next game. This one's not quite over yet, but decent-sized hole to dig out of.
Our production team over here said not really a hole at this point. It's kind of a crater. 10 runs, 2 outs, and bottom 7, yeah.
Well, this would be the third victim on Cook's list for shutouts this season if she can manage to put this away. So.
And rung her up looking for the final out of the ball game. So Cook ends with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 9 strikeouts. So right on her season average for strikeouts for Cook.
Yep. Impressive.
Yes, and not just Cook, that entire team. That's a good team top to bottom. Like we talked about, if you got that type of production from your 8 and 9 hole hitters, it's tough to beat a team like that.
Yep, and you'll see that lineup again in Game 2. You might not see quite the same caliber of pitcher as you saw in Game 1, but it's not going to be any easier when you walk out on the mound and go to play defense for this Thunder team when they match up again in Game 2.
Yep. So we will take a break and hear some words from our sponsors, and we will bring you Game 2 coming up in just a little bit. Thanks for watching SCTV. I've been Cody Steinloggy calling the game, Bo Burkett on the color, Caleb Ridenauer on the production. Thanks for watching, everyone. We'll be back.
Partners is a full-service agricultural cooperative owned by area farmers, residents, and businesses. And our team works every day to help contribute to their success, keeping profits in the communities we all call home. We continue to look for the right team members to grow successfully together through our core values of honesty, integrity, and teamwork. If you're looking for a career with great benefits and a focus on your future success, come join our team.
Nemaha Valley Motors has been proudly serving our Northeast Kansas community for over 5 decades. Come check out our great selection of vehicles from Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram, and GMC trucks. Don't see what you're looking for? Our knowledgeable staff will help you find the perfect vehicle to fit your needs. Don't forget about service. Our technicians are factory trained to handle any mechanical issues, including alignments. Come experience the difference here at Nemaha Valley Motors in Seneca.
Come be a part of our family.
Sailor Insurance has been serving our customers in the Midwest for over 90 years. At Sailor Insurance, we value every family story as we help protect their dreams and their future. Our goal is to make sure that you have the right insurance coverage to protect your family, home, farm, and business so you can focus on what truly matters. Learn more about what we can do for you at SailorInsurance.com.
What does it mean to be an independent insurance agency? Here at SBS, it means that our customers can be confident in knowing they are getting the coverage they want for the most competitive rates. With our independent status, we are able to partner with multiple competitive companies to quote your personal, farm, business, and life insurance needs. Contact your local SBS office today to find out what an independent agency can do for you.
S&S Automotive and Towing in Seneca is your locally owned and operated full-service automotive shop. Experience a family-like atmosphere and state-of-the-art service department, including digital inspections and text-to-pay. We know your time is valuable, so we offer pickup and delivery services. We service all makes and models and provide fast and honest service at a fair price. S&S Automotive and Towing Incorporated has been servicing Nemaha County for over 20 years. Visit us online or call us today.
There's a place where we all come together. A place where everyone knows your name and what the usual means to you. A place for conversations and for comfort. And the best biscuits and gravy in town. We know what it means to love a community, to be a part of a community, to be united. United Bank and Trust. Banking for your way of life. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Hi, my name is Tiffany Engelken. I'm a nurse practitioner. We are at the Nemaha Valley Hospital, and I've been doing dermatology for 20 years now, and I'm happy to be here in the community to help keep these farmers closer to home and prevent our elderly from having.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, if you are still out there listening and waiting for game number 2, unfortunately, due to some circumstances within the community that I will not delve into at the moment, the second game of the evening is canceled, so you can stop the broadcast right now as we will pack things up, and Silver Lake just getting the one game out of the doubleheader. So thanks for watching, everybody. You're watching Thunder Softball on SCTV.